mean, you guys talk a lot, right?
At least once a week we try. I mean, he's in Hawaii, so there's a 5-hour difference. So it makes it really difficult sometimes because they've been working quite a bit. So they're not getting off sometimes. They're working till, 5 or 6 o'clock. And that's making it 10 or 11 o'clock our time. And I'm old, so I go to bed early normally.
Except for tonight.
Yeah. Well, it's getting close to bedtime, but,
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's like everything else. Unless he has something like he'll call me sometimes throughout the week, like, hey, can you check on this for me or do this? Or, we might do something like that. What are you cheating?
No.
I'm used to playing cards with my wife and kids, man. I got to watch you.
You discarding any?
Not yet. I mean, I will.
It's your go.
Okay, well.
So, I mean, I'm assuming that he likes his job.
Oh, yeah. So far, he keeps saying how much he loves it. It's funny because I didn't take him as a mechanic. He always talked about he didn't want to be a mechanic. When we would do things, we'd work on the vehicles or something, change oil on the truck. And he really didn't want to, he was like, I don't think I want to ever be a mechanic. And then he joined the Marine Corps and he wanted to be air traffic control. Too. And I don't think they had any openings for that. And he ended up picking aviation maintenance. And, and he got Ospreys. I tried to get him on 53s. We were going to try that because, again, best aircraft in the Marine Corps.
Did you say so?
Yeah. So, but, it didn't work out. He got Ospreys. He's a mechanic. He couldn't swim in boot camp, so he didn't get to be a crew chief. So that's a whole nother story there. But
so does that mean he can, how does enlighten us on the whole process of becoming a crew chief or?
Well, I'm not real sure now because, it has been a while. I've been out for 20 years, coming up on 21 years, but, crew chiefs normally, like I said, it's an actual MOS and they go to school in Pensacola. They got to do like all the swim qual stuff and they got to do the SEER training. And I mean, they get a lot of aircraft specific training. So it's an actual MOS. They go to school to be a crew chief and, you got to learn, you got to get all your qualifications and know and everything, basically become like a plane captain and everything like that. You got to know the aircraft in and out where kind of like is everybody else, like mechanics and, airframes and all of us, everybody else, we kind of get like the basic information in school and then they send us to the fleet. And that's where you really learn the aircraft. So where a crew chief comes out with actual flight time already.
So whenever the guys I dealt with, there was always 3 people in the helo in the back, not excluding the pilots. Yeah,
you're talking about a 5-man crew.
Yeah. So what's the makeup of the back of a helo?
Normally, if it's 3 in the back, because normal, and again, I don't know what it is now, but normal would be just a crew chief and an AOAG, an aerial observer gunner, and and if you have 3 back there, normally it's going to be like 1 crew chief and 2 observers.
Okay.
So
we had the way it made it look like for us was we had the crew chief and then we had the gunner, which was always on the door over there, and then we always had the guy that had the gun in the back. Yeah, but this was also during combat times, so
and that's what it is. Normally, in a situation like that, you're going to have somebody manning a tail gun, so you're going to have the extra guy. But in a normal situation, you have the crew chief taking the right side of the aircraft, the gunner taking the left side. And then like for external operations, that's where you can have 3 in the back again, because you'll have 1 guy laying on the floor looking out the hole.
Yeah.
And then somebody on each side of the aircraft watching out also.